It used to be just a map referencing cafes offering a discount. And since 2021, it became an accreditation for cafes taking sustainability seriously and a rating system for cafes wanting to highlight the good sustainable actions that we're taking.
G'day, mate, and welcome to the Sustainable Travels podcast, where we showcase the ways real people are making real-world changes to live, work, and travel sustainably.
Thanks for having me in your interview series. So my name is Marion. I'm the co-founder and CEO of Compostable Alternative, which is a regenerative packaging brand specialized in certified home compostable packaging for cafes. And I'm also the general manager at Responsible Cafe, which is an accreditation for Australian cafes doing great things in the sustainability space. And it's also a rating system for cafes who want to highlight the good things that they do to attract more value line customers. Responsible Cafe was initially founded in Sydney by a group of volunteers that were meeting every week to do running. They were running together and they often came across litter on the beach, especially coffee cups. They decided to chat to every cafes in the location where they were running and ask them, and all cafes that agreed to do that were put on the map. That's how the map of Responsible Cafe got invented. So that map initially was referencing cafes in the Sydney, especially Bondi area, where cafes were offering an incentive for customer bringing their own cup. And that's how the Responsible Cafe movement got created. So those volunteers were part of a group called Responsible Runners initially, because they were running. And they were passionate about sustainability and picking up litters that they could see while they were running. And once the map got created, they became, there was another group called Responsible Cafes. So that map became, I would say, popular over time, especially in 2017, where the TV show War on Waste chose to feature Responsible Cafe, because there was one, I don't know if you remember, there was one episode where Craig Castle filled a tram worth of coffee cup, and that image, that section of the series was very impactful, I think, for people in Australia to realize that we do use a lot of single-use coffee cup in Australia. I think to this date it's 1.8 billion per year. That's quite a lot. But that TV show really grew the initiative of Responsible Cafe, because thousands of cafes all of a sudden jumped on the map and started offering a discount for customers bringing their own cup in the hope to reduce that number. That was in 2017. And since then, obviously we had COVID, which has taken a big step back for Responsible Cafe and the reuse movement, unfortunately. But in 2021 is when I jumped on board what Responsible Cafe has became over the years since it was created. So it used to be just a map referencing cafes offering a discount. And since 2021, it became an accreditation for cafes taking sustainability seriously and a rating system for cafes wanting to highlight the good sustainable actions that we're taking. So now the map is a little bit more evolved in a way that you can filter actions that cafes are taking. And that accreditation also helps guides cafe on what else they could do in order to take sustainability to the next level. Responsible Cafe is also a lot about advocacy campaigns. The first thing is, I would say there is probably 2 to 3 things that we really focus on with Responsible Cafe now. It has evolved and it has changed over time, but at the moment there is 3 things that we focus on: supporting a network of cafes, so providing them with accurate information and educational materials, posters, guides, in order for them to learn about sustainability and highlight what they are doing. We also do this through visiting cafes, which is what we're doing also with the roadshow and the compost revolution, visiting cafes to help them in their journey, to help them update their profile on Responsible Cafe and make sure that their profile is up to date, following what they are doing, all the new sustainability action that they are doing, and helping them with everything that Responsible Cafe has done over time, which is reducing their waste, onboarding reusables, and helping them get to know about those new systems, new initiatives that they can implement for them to save operating costs, bring in additional revenue for their cafes through sustainability, and helping them understand that sustainability doesn't have to be more expensive. So that's the first objective. Second objective is the advocacy campaign that we run. So for example, last year we ran an initiative called Bring Your Own Friday, encouraging everyone to bring their own reusables every Friday. That's an initiative that we ran for the whole year, and that was supported by other not-for-profit that we like to support, such as Clean Up Australia, Take 3 for the Sea, Plastic Free July, Plastic Oceans, many not-for-profit organizations in that space. And the third, just to touch on a little bit more on that second objective, here we're looking to have one message every year, one key message every year. So last year was Bring Your Own Friday, bring your reusables every Friday. This year, what we're looking to do is bring people back in cafes. So we're looking to launch a new campaign encouraging dine-in. And instead of constantly living on the go and always taking something to take away, taking 5 minutes or 10 minutes of your day to just sit down and have a coffee in a real cafe. Make the most of that moment because it's just 5-10 minutes of your day. It doesn't require you to have a takeaway all the time. And so many cafes as well that are not offering automatically dine-in products, and they may offer takeaway items all the time. It's good for them also to rethink their practice about reintroducing real mugs and real cups, and understanding that it's for the better of the planet, and it's not that hard to reintroduce. So really, that campaign is going to be around that, to bring communities back together in cafes, connecting with one another and stop living on the go. So that's for the advocacy part of what we're doing. And the third objective of Responsible Cafe is to support our network of cafe with innovative products and services and systems that they should know of. So they can implement them, or they can trial them, and they can improve their sustainability rating. So for that, we're working with inspiring brands and products and services that we think are going to add value to our network of cafe, and that goes along the line of what we are promoting, which is the reusable message or the composting message when it's a suitable environment for it. And that is going to support cafes save operating costs, reduce their waste, and help them have a better footprint on the environment. So all in, you will notice that what I've just said with Responsible Cafe and what I've said before with compostable alternative are very complementary, in a way that Responsible Cafe does a lot of the hard educational work, breaking misconceptions, comes in with fact and advocacy campaigns, and does that educational part, really, that communication part that needs to have a national footprint. And on the other side, compostable alternative brings in solutions and brings in alternative products that a cafe can use based on their environment, and to empower their customers to lead the change and to practice composting and to revalue waste. So all in, it's very complementary, and the roadshow that we're doing is kind of embracing both organizations under the same hat in order to visit more cafes, kind of like, spread. I like to say spread the compost revolution, but also we're spreading the reusable message. We are helping cafe understand some basic concept of sustainability, helping them get featured as well as we go. And just also showing them that we are here and that there may be a time where we are actually going to be in their city and we're going to be able to support them. The website of Responsible Cafe, there's a lot of things on that website. It's probably something that I need to simplify really, because there's just so much information on it. But the blog is a big part of it. On the blog, we do cafes interview. We also do educational articles. We do research on specific topics that people are searching for. And that blog is really there to help people understand some basic concept of sustainability or some specific concepts to Australia, because obviously Responsible Cafe is an Australian Australian initiative, and we want it to be most useful for people living in Australia. So there is lots of things on there, including written articles, but also posters and guides for, I would say, mostly for cafes. So the posters and guides are mostly for cafes to highlight the sustainability. We've made them really creative in a way that we want them to take sustainability with a touch of humor. Sustainability does not have to be taken too seriously. And I think that's where Responsible Cafe is really good at, is helping explaining some basic concept, not being too technical, taking things lightly, being very understanding to cafes, because everyone is just trying their best in the industry, and we're not pointing fingers on anyone. We're just trying to inspire and uplift people to think differently and to try their best. No one is perfect. No cafes is perfect. Some cafes are leading the way, and some cafes are taking bold steps. For example, some cafes have ditched completely single-use packaging, which is incredible. Those are the examples that we want to highlight, so more cafes can trial those initiatives, or can feel inspired and think about it in a way that it is possible. But we're here to uplift people, and we're here to bring a bit of sunshine in the single-use plastic pollution problem. We're just trying our best, just like everyone, and no one should be blamed for what they're doing, but everyone should be inspired to change.
Thanks for listening to the Sustainable podcast. Be sure to check out the show notes for more details on today's interview. And don't forget to subscribe so you never miss an episode. Explore past interviews for more insights, and we'll catch you next time.